Hi, I'm just here with your Ariens snowblower, and I completed the service on it, and I just wanted to go over that with you and any of the issues that I found along the way. So we'll just start up here in the front end. Both sides, I flipped your skid shoes. I recommend flipping those every season. That way you get the full use out of them instead of wearing them right down to till they're wore out on one side before you notice it and it causes damage and stuff. I also reset the heights for your scraper bar, made sure there was enough ground clearance underneath, so you don't want that contacting the ground. I greased the grease fittings at both your shear bolt locations so that if you have to replace a shear bolt, then for sure you can remove those easily. I checked your gear case fluid, made sure it was in good condition. Your augers are all still in good shape. I checked your impeller bearing back in here and made sure there wasn't too much side play or anything like that in it. It's still in good condition. Going back towards back to your chute, I lubed all the little gear up in here to rotates your chute. I lubed up the cable end and the spring, and I go crazy with white lithium because I find that if you don't keep these things greased up enough, they get rusted and they start wearing out before they should be. So if you just keep them lubed up a little bit, that keeps them in good shape. Rotator down here, I greased that as well. Set your tire pressure on both tires to spec. There's a grease fitting for your drive on the other side of the chassis. I greased that. And when I did do your drive, I took and cleaned your steel friction disc. I cleaned your rubber disc and inspected all your parts. I did find the crack on your rubber friction disc. I'll send a picture along for you for that. There's still lots of wear on the rubber. Sometimes when they get cracked, if they start overheating again, when they get a crack in them, they'll start peeling off and then they're done. So if that happens and you get down to metal or anything like that, you can damage your steel disc. But I'll send you a picture and you can decide if you want me to replace that at this time or not. Let's see, continuing on. So I checked your belts for your traction drive and your auger belts. Traction drive belts in good condition. I did notice that on your, I'll turn on my little light here. I did notice on one spot on your, that's not going to work. There we go. I did notice one spot here on your front auger belt. It's starting to, sort of like it's splitting lengthwise. You also notice it here on this side of the camera that there's a bit of fraying on one side of that cable. It's probably been spun. So more or less like the belt was turning, but the auger wasn't for some reason. Maybe you were in heavy snow or something like that. Anyway, my recommendation really would be to replace that belt set. You want to make sure that you're starting out the winter good and don't have to worry about it. And worst case scenario, you could keep that rear belt and keep it as a spare, just in case you ever did break one or anything like that. They do come as a set. You can't buy those individually. The traction belt, like I said, is okay. I changed your oil, removed your wheels, and I always put copper anti-seize on the axles, just in case if you ever did need to remove the wheels at a later date for repairs to your drive or anything like that. It's a little easier to do that, and you don't have to worry about it being all seized up or anything. Check that your light is operating. I also checked your electric start, made sure it was functioning the way it's supposed to. Inspected your recoil rope, made sure it's not frayed anywhere so that be any damage. Made sure your gas cap sealing so that you're not getting any water leakage into the gas tank and into your fuel system. I tested the machine forward and reverse, made sure your augers are engaging, made sure your speeds are all adjusted the way they should be, and they are. I did do adjustments to cable on the auger side and on the drive side, just slightly, not very much. Pretty much it was in good shape. Remove your spark plug and cleaned it, set the gap on it, and made sure that was in good condition, and it still is. Removed the fuel bowl from your carburetor, cleaned out any sediment that I found in there, made sure there was no rust from water contamination or anything, and there was not. And let's see, that's pretty much it. I did notice also that on this, that your muffler shroud your safety shroud for your muffler, that is broken. So for the shroud and the friction disc and the rubber belt, I can give you pricing and how much it will cost to have those things repaired so that you can continue on the winter quite happily with your snowblower. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon. Bye-bye.